The show is called Sketches for Regency Living, and it is about exploring architecture and our ways of looking at it. The show is taking Regency architecture as a starting point and then adding comment about how style is formed and how we look at buildings and how we reevaluate them from a present perspective and we look at the past. I'm interested in Regency architecture because at that time, at the late 18th, early 19th century and a little bit before, architecture starts to become mass-produced and it starts to become developer-led. So landlords buy up large plots of land, they subdivide them, they get large constructors to build house after house after house. There are endless monotonous streets in Bloomsbury, all over London, all over England, that have the same house just repeated again and again. This of course makes financial sense for the developer, and it's something that continues to this day. So Regency architecture is recognizable. It's something that is not ideologically different to a Barratt home. And so what you get on Regency late Georgian architecture is very, very, very blank spaces with a couple of literally mass-produced ornaments that are just stuck on. They're obviously much more than that, they're a lot more enjoyable than that, but they are no better than a Barratt home, necessarily. In the front gallery we have a very, very large cabinet that unfolds to become an office. And in the rear gallery we have two console tables that join together to become a campaign bed. They're totally impractical, but they're in keeping with a Georgian love of metamorphic furniture. They didn't really need this stuff, but they chose to have it. They liked quite empty rooms in the 18th century, and so they would fold out a bed or whatever it might have been. The furniture during the course of the exhibition will be constantly folded and unfolded by gallery staff, so that the act of these bits of furniture being transformed by a human hand is a sort of ongoing performance. It's almost as if the furniture is a kind of machine that is constantly turning away somehow, becoming formal and fixed and then unfolding to be useful and then folding back up again into its ornamental state. In the lobby, the big change is that a partition wall has been taken away and we have a large open plan space. Through the archway we will have a view of a very large open bit of gallery space that's been cordoned off, and this is a sort of piazza or space in front of a very large painting. The whole ensemble is called Tragic Stage, and it is a sort of a space in which a tragedy might be enacted. That's where we'll have the performance taking place. At the back, in the theatre space, that will be entirely taken up by a huge structure which is called Regency Box. Inside, it's a sort of typical navy Regency blue. It's, in a sense, space for screenings and for theatre pieces and discussions and so on that will be taking place throughout the exhibition. It's a room within a room, but it's also a building within a theatre space that mimics the outside world. The show at the ICA is my largest show in England to date, and it's the first time that I'm doing a solo show for the general public. I've done several solo shows in smaller, more protected environments, but this is an opportunity to speak to a large amount of people in a very diverse audience, and that's something that I find pretty terrifying.